Hey guys, Kevin here. I'm down in our family estate in Louisiana, and I thought I'd take a break for Christmas from doing videos, but the leftist insanity hasn't taken a break. So I'm going to share with you a video from the Independent. It's about Redneck Revolt. Redneck Revolt is one of the most disturbing, violent groups on the left. A lot of the violent people on the left are members of Redneck Revolt, and this video says it all. That was a Mosin Nagant, guys. That gun's like 200 years old. I tell you what, if you want to fight racism, you should get one of these. It's called an AR-15. It's a great gun. I like to use mine here for fighting racism and communism. Because guess what? As bad as racism is, it hasn't killed quite as many people as communism has, nor has it enslaved as many people as communism has. Guys, the left like to use the excuse of fighting racism to justify any kind of violence, oppression, and censorship that they want to push. The fact is that leftists always project. This group's called Redneck Revolt, and they are about as racist as it gets. We see time and time again the left project their faults onto other people, and that's an Alinsky tactic. That's something Saul Alinsky wrote about heavily. The fact is, guys, is that there's a lot of problems out there, but racism's not on the top of the list. Okay? We have a country where lots of people from different races, religions live together and are fairly successful at it. You compare that to communist countries and we're worlds apart. America and Western capitalist countries are the most welcoming. We are the most tolerant. We are the only countries in the world where immigrants like my wife, non-whites, can come in, a minority population, and become successful, walk the corridors of power, make millions of dollars, become doctors like my wife is. This is what we strive for in America. This is what capitalism offers. And these people don't care about fighting racism. They are revolutionary Marxists. And the rest of the video pretty much explains this.
We try to educate ourselves. We read classic anti-capitalist works. We try to set a vision for how we're going to outreach for our community for local issues. And on Sundays we go to the shooting range.
And why do you guys think it's important to focus on racism, anti-racism as well as anti-capitalism?
Because racism has always divided working people in America ever since its founding.
Well, there's that left-wing projection I'm always talking about. It's not capitalism that's using race to divide people in America. It's the left. It's idiots like these who push this cultural Marxism and critical theory. You see, if they were really out there reading the great works of anti-capitalists, they would know that people like Adorno wrote heavily about using race to divide people. They would know that Marxist principal theory was class conflict, and that when the Marxists realized that they couldn't win with class conflict in America because people in America wanted to work their way up into the upper classes, and they had the ability, thanks to our free market system, the Marxists decided that they would use racial conflict theory to divide people, or gender conflict theory. And now that they've got people divided, they're ready to start their little revolution with their 200-year-old Soviet rifles. Well, we have to shut these guys down.
Soviet military surplus.
For it to be beginning of April and have nothing to like July and have like 30, 35 people all come to one event, I feel like that in and of itself shows that something positive is growing from this.
Wow, 30 Marxist scumbags training at a gun range to fight a revolution. Somebody's going to shoot an eye out. You know, if all these guys went to their mom's basement and dug around the sofas for change, they might be able to come up with the $150 they need to buy a second antique Soviet rifle. But they'd probably spend it on pot. Guys, as much as I joke about this stuff, the fact is that this group is dangerous. They are a violent group. They have done violence before. They will do violence again. They might look like weak beta males, and they are. You know, out here in the heartland, I mean, look, people in areas like this, they're out there hunting and fishing, they're strong. The men and women out here can take these people. But as a combat veteran, I can tell you that even the weakest soldiers can become strong with just a little bit of training and experience. And if we don't watch it, these people will become stronger They will learn more violent tactics, and they will cause some serious damage. We should be out there watching them, training twice as hard, being ready for anything these people will throw at us. You know, I don't believe that violence is the way to win this conflict between left and right in America. I would like for us to win it through the culture war. But the fact is that these guys are preparing to kick it up a notch. And there are some very powerful people sponsoring these groups and putting money into their efforts. So the right has to become more active. We have to become more vigilant. I'll leave it at that.